This is Audible.
Recorded Books presents Pancho Rabbit and the Coyote, A Migrant's Tale by Duncan Tonatiuh, read by Luis Moreno, and directed by Claudia Howard. One spring, the rains did not come, and the crops could not grow. So Papa Rabbit, Señor Rooster, Señor Ram, and other animals from the rancho set out north to find work in the great carrot and lettuce fields. There, they could earn money for their families. Many harvests went by, and it was finally time for Papa Rabbit to return home. His family was preparing a big fiesta. Everyone on the rancho was excited to see him, especially Pancho Rabbit, his eldest son. I heard Mama telling Señora Duck that Papa saved enough money in El Norte so that he won't ever have to leave us again, Pancho told his brother and sisters. They were helping Mama cook Papa his favorite meal: mole, rice and beans, a heap of warm tortillas, and a jugful of fresh aguamiel. The musicians arrived and began to tune their instruments while Pancho and his sister hung papel picado to decorate the patio. The rabbit's friends from the rancho began to arrive. They listened to the música, they ate some mole, and they waited and waited. But Papa Rabbit did not appear. He must have had a late start, said Mama Rabbit. Maybe the weather was bad and he had to find shelter, said Pancho's youngest sister. They waited some more, but still Papa Rabbit was not to be seen. When it was dark, the musicians and the guests said their goodbyes and headed home. Your Papa will certainly arrive by morning, Señora Duck told Pancho and his family. After waiting and worrying long into the night, the rabbit family finally went to bed. Except for Pancho. I have to find my father, he thought. He packed Papa's favorite meal: mole, rice and beans, a heap of still warm tortillas, and a jugful of fresh aguamiel. He placed it in a mochila to carry on his back and headed out. Pancho followed the stars north. After walking a while, he met a coyote. Good evening, little rabbit. Where are you going? Good evening, Señor Coyote. I'm going north to meet my papa, who has been working in the carrot and lettuce fields, replied Pancho. It'll take you days and days to get there on this trail, replied the coyote. I can show you a shortcut. That is, if you give me that sweet and spicy mole you have. I smelled it a mile away. Pancho did not wish to give his father's mole away, but he missed him terribly. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, he said, and he let the coyote have it. The coyote led Pancho to the train tracks. As the sun rose, he showed Pancho how to jump onto a passing car. The train was running so fast, poor Pancho almost fell off. They rode atop the train, zooming through the countryside. When the train slowed for a curve, Pancho and the coyote leaped off. We must now cross this river, said the coyote. Señor Coyote, I don't know how to swim, said Pancho. The water was murky and rushed by very fast. He was scared. I can help you reach the other side, said the coyote. But I will be exhausted after I do. Once we are across, I will need to eat the rice and beans you are carrying to regain my strength. Fine, said Pancho, as long as it gets me closer to Papa. The coyote picked up a tire that was junked on the riverbank. Pancho gathered all his courage and held on tight. Splash! They jumped into the river. The coyote helped him float to the far bank, and although he did not want to, Pancho gave the coyote the rice and beans, just as he'd promised. The sun was high in the sky now. Pancho and the coyote walked on and soon reached a very tall fence that separated the south from the north. It was impossible to jump or climb over. "There is a tunnel we can use," said the coyote, "but the snakes watch it. If you give them the tortillas you are carrying, I'm sure they will let us through." "As long as it gets me closer to Papa," Pancho said, and sighed. The coyote talked to the snakes. They agreed to let them pass, but demanded every single one of Pancho's tortillas. Pancho and the coyote entered the tunnel. It was dark, narrow, and very long. When they emerged, Pancho and the coyote were on the north side of the fence. They were in El Norte. The afternoon sun beat down on them, and there was no shade. The coyote pointed to a hut in the distance. "We can spend the night there," he said. "In the morning, I will take you to the great carrot and lettuce fields